Welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Grid of the Diaspora. I'm your host, Nakaira G, and today we have a bookstore owner out in Virginia. I want you guys to meet, and we're going to learn a little bit more why bookstores are really important during this time and how you can support. So please meet the owner of Timbuktu Bookstore. How are you today?
I'm doing great, sister. Thank you for having me.
So before we get into like the questions and everything, go ahead and just like kind of give us like a quick rundown of the bookstore, the location, and how long you've been in business.
Um, I started the bookstore in 2003, officially January 2nd. Um, been in business now about 23 years. Um, and what the initial goal was to, of course, education, literature, but it was more based on a cultural type center, so I can have historical meetings on about Africa and what we do here locally in the community, with the Black-owned networking with the other Black-owned businesses and organizations, and with our youth, particularly as you know, Kwanzaa's coming up, like Wall Street events here in the city, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and I chose Timbuktu, of course, because of the history of Mali and the ancient universities there, and we know that rich history there. So that was the basis of one of the main reasons why I started the bookstore, and of course because for the love of our people and our culture and our heritage. So that's really the root cause, because of the love for our people and in the community. The way I seen it at the time, needed a place of that could offer some scholarly work written by our scholars.
Thank you so much for that. I really want to know just kind of like how the business of the bookstore has been, because I know we've seen throughout the years like the bookstore kind of becoming like more of a trend again, and it becoming like another staple as it always has been. But I'm seeing like a lot, like I'm in New York right now, I'm seeing like a lot of bookstores like also creating like a bar type of space in the bookstore now. It's kind of like joining businesses. So is there any extra compartments to your bookstore? Or I know you mentioned like having meetings and things like that. So what are some of the extra things that you guys offer there too?
What we do here is we do have meetings once a month, but it's a small group. And our meetings are based really is curtailed toward Black economics. Like our meetings are strictly Black economics. Buying Black. We read over certain books written by some of our scholars. Some are not written by some of our scholars, but it's all about finance, banking, economics, researching all the Black-owned companies, not just in America, but globally, in Africa, in Haiti, in the Caribbean, in Australia, in Brazil. So the meetings are strictly Black economic based. Now, I just started that, I would say about 3 years ago. But when we first opened up, we was having meetings. We had the Black Panthers come through. They would meet here. They met here for about, I would say, from 2004 until 2011. Then I had the Hebrew Israelite brothers. They would come here and study, and they did that for many years. Of course, the Nation of Islam, those brothers, they come here too and support, and also have they keep us abreast on what's going on in the community with whatever they're doing. African spiritualist brothers, Rastas, our brothers, our Rastafarian brothers, they would come through, have their meetings here. Kemetic brothers, 5%ers. In fact, we had everybody coming up in here from the community and having their meetings, and I would just sit back and just let them do their thing. And then, of course, and I would give lectures too. I have a film business too, where I give lectures. I haven't given any, a number of years, but I do that also. So that's basically what it is. But as of now, every meeting is strictly about reading books about Black economics and making sure our people are supported by Black.
Nice. I love that. So let's get into that concept of Black economics. You mentioned a list of identities just now. And I think that it's really important to kind of talk about that a little bit more, how, as the Black community in America, as the diaspora, there are so many identities within even just us as Black Americans, as well as the immigrant community and those who have been here for some generations now. um what is like that significance, do you think, it like having all these different identities be in support of not just your bookstore but in Black business in general? How important is that for everyone who identifies as a part of the diaspora or Black American to support each other?
Uh, from an economic perspective, is vital. Let me just say this. Historically speaking, as you know, the first Black bookstore here was in 1834 by David Ruggles in New York City, and then of course, Hakeem's bookstore in Philadelphia. I think he opened up in 1959. And at one time, we had at least almost 500 bookstores, Black bookstores here in America. Today, I think we got about 73. So, your question to the Black economic thing for the community. Um, it's vitally important, and here's why. When you look into our communities in across America, um, most of the businesses is not owned and ran by us. In fact, we don't even own the property. Majority of the property is not owned by us. Neither is the businesses that's there in our. So, is it as our brother said, our scholar, Dr. Anderson, do we have communities, or is it just neighborhoods? So that's the vital part of this thing. We have people in our neighborhoods who do not look like us, and they're getting rich and wealthy off us every single day. So that has to change in 2026 immediately. And the only way that's going to happen is particularly the men in the community and our sisters, but particularly the men, have to take the lead and live by example. Uh, Show that you love our people, love our women, love our children, and show them that, in this house, we're only buying Black. If it's not Black owned, Black produced by our people in 2026 and permanently for life, then it's not allowed to come into our homes, period. And that's the mindset we have to have in the Black community. And also, the Black community at large, when I say at large, meaning all the Black organizations here, the churches, the masjids, um, the doctors, the lawyers, the politicians, they have to become active also in supporting the local Black businesses in our community. Usually, most of them, and I'm speaking for my city in particular, I can tell you right now, I don't have local Black leadership. I'm talking political, police officers, firemen. They don't shop here. That's another major problem. If you Black, up on any echelon, no matter what your salary is, if imagine if the chief of police shopped at my bookstore, right? Then and all the other Black officers, and they had got a whiff of that. Oh, chief shops at Timbuktu. So all the Black officers, next, they're coming to the store. And the same thing with the Black doctors, the Black nurses, the Black firemen, Black city workers, people, the Black local politicians that work for the city council, work for the city. They need to be active in supporting Black bookstores in our communities across America. And once the community see them shopping at the store, then most likely it'll be a domino effect. Something will rub off in the community, and our people see that. Oh wow, the mayor, he's Black, he shops at the store, right? So everybody that's on the council most likely he's going to market, hey, Timbuktu Bookstore, and we get our people on what we call the collegiate people to start supporting the local Black bookstores across the country.